South Suffolk, near the town of Hadley, sits the small village of Layham and the site of our next investigation, the Layham Village Hall. The hall was built in 1928 next to the churchyard and was known locally as the Hut. It served the community, holding private functions, dances and even smoking parties. It remained an active part of village life until the late 1960s, when funds for the hall ran dry, leading to a new committee being formed, where it ran without issue until the Great Storm of 1987 left the building badly damaged, leaning into the next door field. Within a matter of months, however, repair work was undertaken and the hall has gone on to serve the village for the last 35 years. It was in 2006 that the first unusual incident was reported at the hall, when a local villager complained of being pushed and the sensation of a loss of balance whilst inside the building. Concerned and believing the incident could potentially have a supernatural origin, the key holder at the time contacted Richard Keebles of the Suffolk and Norfolk Paranormal Investigation Team, who came to the site to perform an investigation. Now, I contacted Mr. Keebles for an interview regarding his investigation at the hall, however he declined due to personal reasons. However, a report of the investigation was actually published on an online news article and included events such as small objects such as stones seemingly being thrown, shadows of people walking past the outside of the building, and even himself claiming to have felt the loss of balance as the resident originally did. Overall, the investigation seemed to indicate that whatever was occurring appeared to be more prevalent around the perimeter of the building, occasionally coming inside, possibly out of curiosity. The thing I find really interesting about this location is its close proximity to the church. Now, it literally is right next door to it, separated by a boundary wall. I've had a look at old records and tried to find if there was any mention of the churchyard being any larger at another point in history, or whether the boundary wall's been moved back. But I can't seem to find anything that would indicate that, so it does seem like this is probably the original boundary wall of the churchyard. But I do wonder if there is some kind of a connection between the alleged paranormal activity in the hall and the churchyard. Before we started our investigation, we set up some equipment inside the hall, including motion sensors positioned in the kitchen area. Before we had chance to even properly set up our night vision cameras, however, one of the sensors was triggered. What? Motion sensor's just gone off in there.
In where?
What?
Oh shit.
Right. What just happened?
The motion sensor's just gone off.
Sorry, that was a bit aggressive. It was the one on the right. That one.
They both were off, are they?
No, I've just set that one off coming in.
That one there. Where's gone?
It might be us setting it off now, but that
Is it
first
the
time
battery?
it wasn't.
Is it the battery going?
Why is it flashing?
Yeah.
It could be the battery, maybe.
Wait, come out.
Come over there,
this
you
way, and then look through that window there, because then you'll block the signal from it.
We've got bad crisps in there still. Didn't put the food down. Can tell I don't say no.
There's no. Is it the tap tripping?
I would have thought that's enough to set it off. Yeah, they're going out now, we'll see.
I'm gonna stop recording on my phone.
Nothing. So that caught us off guard a little bit. We haven't even started our investigation. We're literally just
sat eating.
just having some dinner before we started, and
the other one's fine.
Yeah, the motion sensor in here is just
It's still working. Still working fine.
But interestingly, it was just that one that went off. This one didn't get triggered.
The one that's facing that.
With nothing in front of it, nothing to move here. And even if something did move here, that one would have been set off as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's even weirder. It's in like the
That's why
triangulation.
that's why I
point of the
put two of them there. So like if there was, you know, some.
It's got to cross one path to cross the other.
That's what's dripping. It's this tap. So that's even out of the range of both of them. Is it? Is that out of the range of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on it.
Very weird.
We were unable to find any explanation for the motion sensor being triggered, and with hopes of capturing the event again on video, we decided to set up a camera in the kitchen to monitor them further. Yeah, it's gone off again.
I was literally just about. So that's gone off when you're sitting in that chair.
Yeah, but it wasn't going off when he sat. And it's the one this side now.
Yeah, that was the one that was going off before.
The one against the wall.
This.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Right, positions back where we were, and see if Luke's sitting in that chair because it hasn't gone off while we've been.
It is. Certainly.
I don't think it is, but it seems to, for some reason, be like linking up with.
It's gone off again.
It's just gone off.
That's what makes me think it's the floor.
Yeah, but
It just went off as you've done that.
Right. So wait a sec for it to go off.
but when it went off that first
Just
time,
wait,
we
just
weren't
wait.
we weren't walking about when it went off that first time.
Right. You ready?
Yeah.
Sit in your chair.
Yeah. So it seems like every time that we've had stuff happen, Luke's been sitting over here, but not
Tap.
literally just sitting like that.
Yeah, I wasn't moving about or anything. I was literally sat
But
down.
again, Sophie, like we weren't doing anything like that.
Just like.
We weren't doing anything like that when it happened first
No.
time. So I don't think it's that. I don't think it's to do with moving, but it seems like it's almost weirdly connected to if Luke's sitting there, then that goes off in there.
Well, but let me sit there then. So I'm shorter, so it's not like. So hang on, stand up. And like. Circle round. Nothing. So I'm just wondering if it's something to do with. But it's not.
But we've done this before for
I know.
ages and it didn't go off, did it? Then all of a sudden it started again.
This is what I'm saying. Is it something that's actually like spiritually connected with that setup in some way? Like something paranormal that's happening with if someone's there, then it goes off in there.
Is anyone in the kitchen at the moment? Could you make those lights turn on? Put the lights on for us. I could have sworn I just saw something black move in there.
Really?
I just turned my head, but I don't know if that's creating
Turn your head.
Literally.
No, I can't see you.
No?
From my eyesight, it was through that window there.
What, out the back?
No, it's in the room. It just something. It wasn't a figure. It wasn't a figure. It was just a black shape moved.
It's really weird.
But it was. None of us were moving, so it wasn't
No.
reflection. These are properly nice, shiny windows, so they reflect a lot. But
Yeah.
none of us were moving. It was just through there. I could see it pass in between.
What,
the
near
room.
where the bin is?
No, in between this
Can't
window.
Focus on
In
that.
between this window and the window that goes outside, it was something.
In the middle?
In between, yeah.
Right.
It was just a black shape. It wasn't like no characteristics to it. With no further activity in the kitchen, we turned our focus to the main hall and began our investigation.
It feels like the sort of place we could sort of sit and actually comfortably observe.
Yeah.
Oh wow! You can properly see out there from the sky.
Yeah, because we were in here earlier and we were saying like.
Well, because it was dark out and it was lighter in here than it was out there, so
Yeah.
obviously the light changed. But you can look from here, you can see against the sky.
Turn the infrared off.
You might have to sort of crouch down a bit.
Yeah, you can't really see it through the camera, but yeah, because we were saying earlier, obviously one of the things that was supposedly seen here in the investigation in 2006 was people.
Someone walking past
Yeah,
the window. In
walking
fact,
past out
dragging
there.
the rest of the blinds as well.
But yeah, you can
Because we were
actually.
saying, how would anyone see anyone walking past outside if it's dark out? Because it's sort of silhouette.
But you can against the
there
sky
is
actually.
ambient light out there. More than I thought. This is our main thing that we're going off for this being haunted as well.
It's quite spooky actually, looking out and not knowing whether someone out there is staring back at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you've
Considering,
got the backlight of the LCD screens, like someone could easily be out there, real or not, staring at us, and we just wouldn't know.
because it's such a small place as well, it's like, I don't know, it doesn't, not claustrophobic by any means, but because it's like all confined in one room, it's like sort of alone in here.
You feel like you're in a zoo. Wow, it's freezing cold air.
That's not from where you've opened opened the blind, is it?
It's coming through the kitchen, I reckon.
Right there.
Yeah, I can feel it. I'm gonna.
Is that from there? It's not here, it's like here.
You're right, there's nothing.
That's really
It's
weird.
very obvious draft.
Whoa, I just saw someone over there. I just saw a full person walking.
In the building?
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't one of our shadows?
No, I just. Whoa. I've got the chills. I just saw someone like here walking in like that as I looked around. I saw like their face, their clothes, everything. That was weird.
Has someone just come in the hall with us? Someone here? You coming to just check we're all alright in here?
It was literally like here.
That might have
But
caught
just
it.
for like a.
We've got that recording down.
Yeah. That was weird.
We've come to see, well, just to visit really. First
Did
time.
you just see something move over there?
Where?
Like, it's so mental, but it's like a bird just flew over there.
You know what the weird thing is? You know when I said I saw something.
You saw something there. That's. I was gonna say. Is that the
Some
same?
yeah, when I said I saw something black in the kitchen,
Yeah.
it was it. When I said it was like a shape, a bird is very similar to what.
Really?
Yeah.
There's really cold air coming down from that end as well at the moment. I
It
don't know
was
if that's the
literally
heat
just
going on,
like
but-
from where the red light is up there.
What,
Just
on the floor.
no, at the top where it's reflecting.
Oh yeah.
And it flew down in front of the door.
Yeah, it was a free floating shape that I saw. It wasn't. To me, the movement was like a bird, but
yeah, that's yeah.
it was just a black shape that I saw.
How weird.
Are you trying to show yourself in here to us? Are you trying to make us aware you're here?
How crazy is it that this place has been more active so far than a bunch of places we've been to recently?
Yeah.
It's a village hall.
We were thinking this was going to be very quiet,
I
actually.
honestly thought this one might be a dud.
Could you try and show yourself to us again, please? Just so we can see you.
Do you want to give it a specific spot? Because I think we're probably looking at different.
Yeah. Can right in the middle of the hall. The floor is yours. Anything, whether it's so we can see you, whether it's a light you can show us.
Tell you what, another interesting thing to try here might be, you know, when we were at Bodney, we were playing the music.
Like maybe
they used to have dancers. And
old band music, maybe.
Yeah. Talking. Yeah.
Men talking.
Yeah, yeah. Still hear it. I don't know where from though, it just sounded like it was.
Hello?
The only thing to mention is there is a footpath out there that runs along, but then that's got a motion activated light on the front, so anyone walking past will see
That's
that.
that one, yeah.
You'll see that light going on. It's pitch black out there now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't help but wonder if the men's voices we had just heard were related to the hall's former use as a gentleman's club, or maybe we were hearing the echo of a long-had conversation at one of the many parties or dances held at the venue. After a while the activity seemed to subside, so we decided to split up, myself staying in the hall and Sophie and James heading over to the church to see if they could document anything strange there.
There's a security light on it. There's a security light up there.
Shut it between the lock and the... Oh. So there is a baseline of 0.1, 0.2 as I move.
So that's only a tiny amount. The only other thing we have to be careful about in here is obviously bats and things.
It shouldn't be this time of year.
So I'm currently on my own in the hall. Sophie and James have gone over to the church. To be honest, it is a bit spooky in here being on my own. It's only a little room, that's the weird thing. There seems to be so much going on in here, most of it quite subtle for such a small place. I think what I'm going to do for the time being is take some infrared photos. Just to see if I can pick up anything on camera. I know our cameras are shooting in infrared, but you know, sometimes I think maybe just taking a still snapshot sometimes might illuminate something that our cameras may not see. So I'm just taking some photographs in here. If there is anybody in the hall with me, if you were able to stand in front of me while I take the photos, you know, maybe you'd like to have your picture taken. Just if you're able to, you know, show yourself to me. Yeah, I'll take one in the doorway near the kitchen. If you'd like to stand there, say cheese.
So Luke, say he reckons ask whatever's over here to go visit over at the hall.
If there's anyone in here with us right now, we want you to use our energy, walk over to the village hall and join our friend Luke. Do something in there to let him know that you're with him. Make a noise, make the lights go off. Do something so he knows you're in there.
If there is anybody in here with me, it's just me alone now. Me and you. Would you be able to speak into what I'm holding in my left hand? Could you tell me your name? We've come here to try and see who's here, really. I don't know if you're aware, it's 2023 now, that's the year. I don't know how you perceive the world, I don't know what year you were in, what year you think it is. But people have been to this hall and the church next door and have experienced things that they can't explain. And we wondered if maybe that was down to you, or you knew something about that. We've just come to try and investigate and see if there is anything going on here.
So we're now in the church just up the road from the hall, well, literally next door to the hall. And your thinking is that whatever is over here goes and visits the village hall. So it'd be interesting to see if now Sophie's asked for it to go over to the hall, will we get anything, will Luke have anything happen over there? It's really weird that I the whole time I keep thinking in the back of my head that we're not really going to get anything over here.
It doesn't feel like...
It doesn't have that same feeling that you have in the village hall, which is really weird.
It doesn't have that same feeling that most of the churches we've been to have, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there anyone that's actually in the church with us?
With nothing strange happening in either place, we regrouped in the hall, where we stayed for the remainder of the night. Although no further activity occurred, we decided to try and see if there was a reason why people had felt a loss of balance in the building, and noticed that parts of the floor were quite uneven. Although we can't say conclusively that this is what's caused people to experience this, certainly if the hall was dark or dimly lit, and an individual was unaware of the flooring, it could be a contributing factor to feeling a loss of balance. Despite nothing further being experienced, we found it very interesting that the activity seemed quite prominent at the start of the evening, before trailing off into nothing, a trend we've witnessed on many other investigations. Certainly, we weren't able to get to the bottom of who, or maybe what, was haunting the hall. However, we all agree that something strange is indeed going on there, which can hopefully be monitored further in the future.